beautiful souls. Welcome to World Cup of Joe, Awaken Your Soul. You got Joanne and Elizabeth. You guys know the drill. We talk twin flame, balancing, union, balanced energy to share with all of you so you can be in this magnetic energy with your twin flame. Now, this is going to be really, really deep. Like, not just deep. This is going to be like...
This is mind-blowing.
Like,
let's get real. This is mind-blowing stuff we're telling you hot off the press.
Yeah, we are so much preparing you. This is legendary stuff. Me and Elizabeth have been in this journey with all of you in the cusp of all of it and out of nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, so we can catch you guys up. Middle of nowhere, I'm doing my thing at the gym. Elizabeth sent me something that is so freaking high vibe. I was like, whoa! Like, I literally had to stop what I was doing.
It was. My mind was bending, and I was like, I have to share this with you now because it's freaking huge.
And then, you know what's so funny is we started talking about this, and right when we were starting it, Elizabeth's like, okay, we need to stop talking and let's just hit record. So here you all are. Now, you guys all know in this journey, the twin flame journey, we've all tried and used law of attraction, right? So law of attraction, we know we can't like use affirmations, we can't like visualize, all that stuff is push. But this is the cool thing that Elizabeth texted me, and it's so accurate, it's so true. It literally is law of attraction.
Joanne, so let me give the background. So the background was, it's like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm reading this book, that part about like draws like. And I just like, my mind started going, and I was like, yeah, law of attraction, like draws like, energy, the same energy. And then I was like, holy smokes. Because I know that law of attraction, that's what we've all learned. Law of attraction doesn't work on our person. But I was thinking about it. If we're in the energy of soul, then we are literally matching the energy of our person, and then our person comes back. So technically, it is actually the epitome of law of attraction through the energy. If you are in the vibration of soul, your soul comes back. It is like mind-blowing stuff, right? Like, law of attraction is 100% truth. And if you use it in terms of energy, it 100% applies to your connection.
This is the cool part with this like breaking news that, you know, we're sharing you hot off the Cup of Joe press. The energy, the reason why we share this is because we embodied the soul energy with our souls. And we always say this all the time, but when you're in the energy of soul, which is your twin flame, when you are becoming that energy, you are attracting that energy, it's matching you. So the law of attraction is at play without the law of attraction techniques. It actually bypasses all of the doing by simply being. And when you're being, your soul, which is your twin flame, is in your space because of the energy.
Then look at it conversely. If you're in the energy of mind, that's the opposite that your person is to you. They are the energy of soul. So if you're in the energy of mind, it's the natural repellent. It is not like drawing like, it is the opposite, is resistance. And that's why it doesn't work if you're in mind with your twin flame.
Law of attraction, doing the law of attraction, affirmation, using visualization, that requires mind energy. So the only part of law of attraction that's being utilized is the end result when you become that energy. But it isn't through the manifestations of a typical law of attraction. See, this is why this journey is so hard. Using the law of attraction with mind will be a repellent. But simply being in the energy, law of attraction is always working. You guys all know that. So when you're in the energy of soul, law of attraction is working for you to benefit you in this connection because it doesn't not work. Law of attraction is still and always working, especially in this connection. It just, you can't use the tactics that are used for it because those tactics require mind. The law of attraction, matching like attracts like, is the twin flame journey, though.
Doesn't it make so much sense? Like, we always say, like, our people reach out to us just randomly when we're high vibing and in soul. And now it's like, That's exactly why, because that's when law of attraction is at play. Because I notice normally when I'm driving and I'm in soul, or if, or for example, when I'm sewing, I'm totally in soul. My person's blowing up my phone if I'm away from him or if he's away from me. And it's when I'm full soul mode, it's like, well, what's going on? Law of attraction. They just need to be in the energy of soul, which is you. It is, I love that we can get deep and discover this stuff, and then we can help all these other beautiful souls that are still learning how to maneuver the energy of.
I want you guys to feel this energy. So this happened to me last night, okay? It was the middle of the night, and usually when I go to sleep, I kind of like have to make a big announcement, like, I want everyone and their mom to know it's time for bed because I'm tired. I go from 0 to 1,000 and sleeping. Like, if I'm not in the bed by a certain time, I turn into a baby. And so I was like, you know what? I trust my soul, and I want you guys to feel this. This is totally the law of attraction at play. I was like, I trust my soul, and I laid on the bed, and I was listening to Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle, you've been telling me Eckhart Tolle meditations has been your thing, so I was like, okay, let me try it. So I had Eckhart Tolle was in my ear, and he was, oh my gosh, he was like the essence. He said something along the lines of like the essence of source is always at play. Like, you're always in the energy of source energy, and you can tap into your source energy. Obviously, he's using the Eckhart Tolle terminology. And so I'm in this soulful energy. I'm like melting in the bed. And next thing I know, everybody goes to the room. My person goes up. I'm not even kidding you. Like, my soul, like, literally just like made him tell everybody it's time for bed, and then went to the room, and he was like right there with me, ready to sleep. Our bedtime routine takes like pulling teeth, and all I had to do was pop slowly, and he had to be in the bed with me. He had to be there with me. And I was like, of course, you know, when we tell you guys, when we have twin flame clients that are like, oh, I haven't talked to my person, and then they message us again, and it's like, never mind, they're talking to me now, and oh, never mind, I was in soul, or never mind, I surrendered. Well, that was it. So as soon as I laid and melted in the bed, of course, I'm in soul. I don't care what time of the hour it is. They could be like reading a good book, or they could be playing video games for all I know, and they're going to fly up there and just melt in the bed with me. And it made me realize, so this is what I want you all to know. It didn't matter what time of day it was, even if he wasn't home, even when it was during separation. When you can melt into your soul energy, like I was melting in that bed with Eckhart Tolle, feeling into soul, if you can melt into soul energy, it doesn't matter where your soul is. Your soul will find their way. They will claw their way to you because it is the law. Soul draws soul. So it's just the energy at play. This is law of attraction playing itself, right? So I was thinking that when I was in bed melting, and my person showed up like no announcement needed from me, guys. All I need now is I want to go to bed and everybody to sleep on time. I just need to go and pop on some Eckhart Tolle. And I swear, it just came to me, and I was like, I don't ever need to make an announcement. I never need to call him. I never need to ask for him. All I have to do is be in the energy of our soul, and our soul brings him. That's what it is. I don't need to make an announcement. I don't need to let anybody know or anything, or have to, right? And so a lot of divine feminines, a lot of beautiful divine feminines, they come to us, or even in comments, is like, what about this? What about this? What about this? This? And if it's in mind, it's relevant. And this is an example I have during separation. I made these like notes. I would make these notes, and I know it sounds silly now when you listen to this, but this is true. And I want you guys to feel this, because this is the opposite of the energy I'm in now in permanent relating experience. But I would make notes during separation, or when they would come in and out, I would be like, okay, this is really, really important thing here. And I would make little sticky notes on my phone, little like important bullet points. Must talk about this,
I want to know what happened here. Let me tell them about this thing that happened. And it was just all these mind energies. Mind, question. And then, okay, so they would come back. I'm in soul. I would pull up my notes, and before I could get a word in, they would leave again. And I was like, what the hell? I have all these really important things I want to talk about. All these, like, and some of it were, like, topics that I think he would like, and, try to keep him interested so he could keep talking to me. And finally, I realized, and now I realize even further, but in that moment, I was like, all these notes are mind. It's in the energy of mind. It keeps me in mind. It keeps me in questions. It keeps me in the past. And my soul can't stay with me in that energy. So finally, when he would come in, I would just drop the notes. I would drop all of mine. And I would be present. And we've talked about this in Balancing Text with Your Twin Flame. And if you guys don't know about that video, look for World's Cup of Joe Balancing Text. And basically, he would text me. I would watch the little buttons that would pop up on the phone. I would literally just watch it, be present with it, breathe in my heart space, and balance my energy. No longer in the stories of mine, no longer looking at my checklist of what to talk about, and I was fully present with him. You just reminded me of what I experienced last night, and this is a balancing tip for all of you guys, and how easily the mind wants to take over. So I'm moving out of state, and we're moving close to my person's family. We're going to be like 35 minutes away from his mom, and his mom is, she's getting older and she needs more help around the house, and most of the help has been falling on one of his siblings. Well, so my person said to his sister, like, I will help mom every Saturday. And so he told me, you can come with me on some Saturdays, but it's going to be me and my mom thing, and whenever you're able to join, you can come with, and I'll help around the house. And well, my mind wanted to go future mode and be like, I'll be there every single week with you. And then I started asking myself, like, hold on. That's future, that's push, and you don't know how you're going to feel every single Saturday from here on out to commit that. And to do so is total push addictive energy. So all I said was, yeah, I love that you're doing that with your mom, and I'll go with you whenever I can, and we'll make a day of it, and we'll help her however we can. And then I dropped it. But that's where mine wanted to go immediately. Crazy.
Mine automatically wants to go in mind in past or future, right? So when I was talking to my person during separation and trying to balance them in, it was like mind. And then when mind sees an opportunity to stay in mind, it like tries to understand the past.
With you, with your person, and you having to have all these things to talk about, you making those notes, there was an underlying fear of mind that if you didn't have anything to talk about, that maybe there'd be problems or whatever it was. Like if you did with my future thing, it was like, well, if he goes every single weekend without me, he's going to be spending the weekends at his mom's without me. Like that's where mind went. It went to fear mode of separation.
My mind went to fear mode of if I don't say the right thing, then he's not going to be with me, or he's not going to want to keep talking to me, and then we go back to separation. Both of the past and future that we just both had were both thinking about separation. And that's what the mind does. It brings up the biggest fear in the past or the biggest fear in the future, and then it all goes back to separation consciousness.
But you know what's so cool, though, Joanne? By watching it, with both of the examples, like you were able to say, okay, that's mind. And I was able to say last night, that's mind. I don't need to be in the future. That's you balancing the energy. That's you neutralizing the addictive energy that's trying to creep its way in. And therefore, because you're balancing, it's no longer push. My person was able to walk back and talk to me immediately. There was nothing addictive in that energy after I came back to realize that I was not the mind.
Yes. As quickly as we balance ourselves to stay in soul is when law of attraction, like we said in the beginning, matches that energy. And so we're not doing anything for them. anything for them, we're being and aligning ourselves back to the present moment. And because we can do that, whether the mind goes to the past or the mind goes to the future, soul is always going to draw to itself. And once I drop my past stories, and once you can drop your future stories, we can both meet our person in the present moment, which is always, 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 always going to be where your twin flame meets you, my love. So if you have these stories that the mind is worried about from the past, or if you have your person in front of you, or your person's reaching out to you, or you have an opportunity to see your person, why are you so worried about the future? Be present with the moment that's unfolding in front of you, however that looks like, however it can be triggering for the mind. Be present with it. Be with it. Look at the present moment. If they're texting you, look at the little emoji thing that talks and be present in that. If they're in front of you, be present in what you're seeing.
High-vibing. I'm telling you, we started this call and I'm freaking flying now.
No, I'm like with trees right now, and it's like, you guys know how I am with trees. The trees are dancing for me, and I always beg for my trees to dance for me, and they don't do it when I beg for it. They don't do it when I'm asking for it. They don't do it when I'm looking for it. But when I'm being, these trees are flying. So you all have to just be present with what is happening, even if it doesn't look perfect right now, even if it's really, really boring for the mind. And that's why I think a lot of people like using the law of attraction. They would have liked, I know I would have really liked to just use a checklist. Heck yeah. Oh, all I have to do is visualize my person. All I have to do is use affirmations. No, that's not the way law of attraction will work for you. None of those like checklists work. This is pure being. You are skipping all the steps and going straight to the end step where you become your soul. You become your twin flame. You're embodying your twin flame. You're not thinking of them. You're freaking them. You are your twin flame. You embody the essence of soul and energy that you are, that it's naturally within, because they are you, and you share one soul. That's what you embody. It meets you in the present moment. And when you get into the mind, in the past stories, you can't stay in your present moment because you're in mind. And when you get into the future stories, you can't stay in the present moment because it's still mind. It's a really tricky way to dance with your soul, right? I have to still be still in the moment that's unfolding in front of me to experience the soul that I am. Because my energy is soul. I don't have to do anything and have to try to understand anything. I just have to be in it. When I'm being in it, my energy matches itself. This is the breaking news that we share with all of you. Law of attraction is working. It is breaking news. Flash, breaking news. The law of attraction is always working for you, especially in your twin flame connection. And it's gonna be based on energy and how you're matching that energy. If you're using mind, you're pushing them away. I'm gonna keep it simple. You're using soul, you're drawing them in, then you're drawing them in, and you're drawing them in. You don't need to understand the past. You don't need to understand the future, because soul is simply this moment right here, right now. And this is where your soul meets you. And this is where soul resides. You are your twin flame, my love. When you become your twin flame, law of attraction will bring you your twin flame. No doing. It's pure being. Love you guys. This is a good video, love. I can feel the energy.
It's amazing. It is amazing. I'm telling you. So good.
So good. We love you guys. We hope you have an amazing, amazing soulful day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.